Hi, Phil Sorrentino, the original humor consultant, started back in 1981. I believe in life, the big things we deal with. If a tragedy happens in your life, you will deal with the tragedy. I believe it's little things that get you. It's not the big things. And I had an experience with little things I'd like to share with you today. I'd given a speech. A man came up to me with tears streaming down his face. He said, "Mr. Sorrentino, you changed my life." I said, "Sir, that's very kind of you, but you changed your life. All I did was remind you of some things you haven't thought about in a while." He said, "Boy, that's true." He said, "I'm the vice president of the Federal Credit Union in Oklahoma City." I said, "How many staff did you lose?" He said, "Half of his staff were killed on April 19th at 9:02 in the morning." I said, "Sir, I'm a small company, but if you pay my expenses, I'll come and give you a freebie." He said, "You would do that?" I said, "Sir, it'd be an honor." He said, "You talk a lot about your wife in your program." He said, "Do you think she'd like to join you on this trip?" And did that tell me something about him? I tried to give him something. What did he try to do? He tried to up it a little bit more. I said, "Oh, she'd love to get away from the children." And they need a break from her. And on August 19th, 4 months to the day, I had the gift to stand in front of the survivors, still in their neck braces, still in their casts, still in their wheelchairs, still in their crutches, their spouses, and the surviving spouses of the Federal Credit Union in Oklahoma City. The next day we toured the bomb site. How many of you have ever been to the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C.? I challenge you, the next time, if you haven't gone, the next time you're in our nation's capital, I challenge you to go. Now, this next part of my program came through me the Veterans Day after the Oklahoma City bombing. I was given a speech, and I got to this part of telling this story, and this message just came through me. So this was before 9/11, this was before my son joined the Army, and this was before we've gotten involved in these wars. We do not honor our veterans in this country enough. We do not honor the men and women not only gave their life, gave a good chunk of their lives, so the rest of us can have this freedom that I know I take for granted from time to time. And as a matter of fact, there was a whole group of veterans, when they came back doing what we asked them to do, we didn't treat them very well at all. So when I do my programs, I ask veterans and their families of veterans to stand up, and we honor them. So if any of you are a veteran, or you have a father, a grandpa, a spouse, a brother or sister, a niece, a nephew, an aunt, or an uncle that's a veteran, I personally want to thank you right now. Well, the same feeling I got when I stood in front of that wall and saw my reflection come back at me through over, I bet you don't know the number, 58,000 names. It's the same feeling I got when I toured that bomb site. 168 souls were set free in one instant. And what I took away from that event was simply this, was 10 minutes after that tragedy, people were risking their lives for people who 20 minutes earlier they wouldn't have said hello to on the sidewalk. The people were running into that building as the debris was still falling to try to save somebody who 24 hours earlier, with all the anger they could muster, were going, "You stole my stapler!" Don't tell me it's not little things, people. When a tragedy happens to anyone within your sphere of influence, do you do everything you can to help them? Do you say, "Oh, don't worry about it, work will cover for you"? Do you send them more food than they could ever eat in a month? Do you offer to take care of their children? Well, maybe. But isn't it little things we say about ourselves to ourselves, and we'll talk about self-talk a little bit later, and isn't the little things we say about each other to each other that kind of stop us from having the joy, like, "Girl, did you see what she was wearing the other day? Honey, I didn't even know they had it in that size." So what I want you to focus on as you take this message, and I want you to focus on little things. Because when you focus on the little things, the big things take care of themselves. Love you.